Decimal equations. Example 1. Use the equation below to solve for n. So we have an equation, which is shown right here. So we will solve for that. And so when solving equations with decimals, we're going to use the same process to get the variable by itself. And we definitely can use a calculator on this section. So here we have our example 1. And so what we're going to do is rewrite this rule over here to the right. And we're going to start adding and subtracting to get everything with the variable on one side and the numbers on the other. So let's go ahead and subtract this 2.1n on both sides. So this just becomes 0. So we're left with 3.1, which is equal to, so we have 2.85 minus 2.1, which is equal to 0.75. And then we have plus 2.5. Then we're going to subtract the 2.5 to both sides. This just becomes 0. So on the right hand side, we're just left with 7.5n, and that's 0.75n. And then we have 3.1 minus 2.5, which is equal to 0.6. So then the next step would be is to divide by 0.75 to both sides. And this way, this just becomes 1, and we're left with n all by itself on the right-hand side. So we have 0.6 divided by 0.75, which is equal to 0.8. So we would say n is equal to 0.8. And that would be our solution to this problem. So let's go ahead and look at another example. Example 2. Let's solve for x now in this equation. And so we're going to have a couple more steps with this. So we can see we have a distribution that we need to do with this 2 by multiplying by these two terms. So let's first get our calculator out, or let's actually rewrite this. So we have 4.95, and we're going to multiply it by 2. So we get 9.9x on this first term by multiplying it here. Then we're going to multiply this 2 times this negative 2. So that's equal to negative 4, which is equal to 3.5x plus 4. Then let's go ahead and get the 4 out of there on the left hand side. So then we're left with just 9.9x equals 3.5x plus 4 is 8. Then we're going to subtract this 3.5x. We're going to subtract on both sides. This gets rid of it here. So on the right hand side we just have 8. And then on the left hand side we have 9 minus 5, which is 4. We have a decimal. 9 minus 3 is 6. If you're unsure, always feel free to get that calculator out and to verify. So we did it right. So now the next step will be to divide by 6.4 to both sides. This gets rid of it. So now we're left with just x on the left hand side. So we have 8 divided by 6.4, which is equal to 1.25. So x equals 1.25, and that would be our solution to this problem.